ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna try to stay as serious as I possibly can in this particular video because at this point, this stuff is comical. It really, really is comical, and I love to see it at this point. I really do because it just I can see the death note already on the wall for a movie like this. But hey, more power to them. Hopefully, it succeeds for them and they make money off of it, and they get their virtue signaling, and everybody's happy. But what am I talking about? I am talking about the latest trailer that has dropped for the new Peter Pan movie, Peter Pan and Wendy, that is going to have a host of race swapped characters, one of which is actually going to be Tinkerbell. So we have now a black confirmed Tinkerbell. Why? Reasons. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I guess they're going to put it in there because you kind of know it's already coming. And the funny thing is, I already knew this was coming. That's the whole point. Everybody knew this was coming. It was announced a while ago. But to see it finally in action just gives that extra level of comedy. Like, I really. Again, it's nothing to do with the character itself being black. The problem with this is that it's the laziness behind it. It's the utter just joke that's behind it at this point. When they try to tell you, oh yeah, this is the best person for the role. We casted a whole bunch of people and this was the best person. And for the last 5 years or so, it seems like the best person is always black. But of course, they're going to try to convince you otherwise that this is not an agenda. They're going to try to convince you that these are the best people for the roles. Obviously, we know that's a lie. This is the best person that gives them exactly what they're looking for. And it might be a combination of being good at the role and also the fact that they check off a bunch of boxes that Disney's trying to make sure they check off. So you guys can try to deny it all you want. There's people out there that are going to fight tooth and nail and say, no, you're just a racist. How could you be such a racist? And I'm just like, listen, dude, if you're okay with sloppy seconds of a white man's character, all the more power to you. It's all good. You can do you, boo. It's perfectly fine. But money talks at the end of the day, and we've seen time and time again when they pull this stunt and and listen. Before we get into the trailer, obviously I'm going to react to the trailer, guys. But before we get into the trailer, I want to make something very clear. I fully expect within the next couple of days, there's going to be articles about them being the best for the role. That's number one. Number two, there's going to be articles talking about how people are being racist and how there's a racist backlash against the changing of Tinkerbell and how we need to make sure that we do things for modern times. You're going to have those articles coming out as well. And then a couple weeks after, depending on when the movie comes out, a couple weeks before the movie comes out, you're going to have articles from the person who plays Tinkerbell talking about how they fully expected the racist backlash. And then as a black person, they just have to come to expect it. It's so fucking predictable. It's such a tired trope. But they're going to keep doing it anyway because they use minorities as shields. That's what they do. They know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. They're going to try to convince you this person was the best for the role. It's a lie. They just wanted to make sure they casted a black person in here like they always do. Not only that, I believe they also race swapped Peter Pan, but that's besides the point. So let's get into the trailer. I'm going to have to stop it every few seconds to avoid copyright because Disney sucks balls. Let's get into it, guys. The trailer for Peter Pan and Wendy.
Tell me, how did you come to Neverland?
Now, the funny thing is with these remakes, they always try to make them into this super serious scenario. They get the deep voices going. They get the nice, like, humming sounds in the background to give you this feeling of epicness. And it's like, you're just remaking Peter Pan, bro. Come on, keep it simple. You know what I mean? And that's the problem with these remakes too. Fuck the race swapping. The problem with these remakes is that they lose the magic that made the originals so good because the originals were so simple in thought, but they were so just magical. And unfortunately, they lose that magic with these remakes. But they're going to keep doing the remakes because Disney just doesn't have any ideas anymore. Disney is trying to survive on their IPs forever. They're going to keep remaking these over and over and over and over again, especially since now they can virtue signal with it. But let's keep going.
Are you
Lost Boys?
every last one of us?
So apparently now you have girls in the Lost Boys. I mean, okay. Why they have girls in the Lost Boys, I'm trying to keep a straight face. I really, really am trying to keep a straight face. But this shit is comedy, man. Disney, it's comedy. It's comedy, man. Let's keep going. Fuck this.
But you're not all boys. So?
Amazing how they put that. They put certain lines in these trailers because they know what the reaction is going to be to those particular scenes. They knew that people are going to say the Lost Boys, but you're not all boys. Like the whole point of Lost Boys was they were all boys. Otherwise, it would be lost people. But no, they kept the Lost Boys and they threw girls in there, and they're like, so what? That's what they want you to think. That's the reaction they want people to have. So just so you guys are aware.
What is this place? It's home.
Peter found it, just like he found all of us.
I will say that so far, I mean, the sets look really good. I think it looks very attractive. Obviously, I think it looks pretty magical in overall presentation so far. I do like the whole pirate setting. I've always been a fan of that, so looks pretty good. Not gonna take that away from them. But again, the identity politics just ruins the magic of a movie. It really, really does. Because when you put in those lines like, "Aren't you all supposed to be boys?" knowing that that's gonna be the reaction people have, you're doing that on purpose because you know what people are gonna say. So it's you trying to get ahead of what people are gonna say. But let's keep going.
It's like he found me. Peter Pan?
Were you expecting someone else?
Oh, there it is. Did you guys miss it? And again, that line where you're expecting someone else, that has a double meaning in this particular movie because yes, Peter Pan obviously is not a white boy anymore. And not only that, you have the ultimate race swap Tinkerbell. So yes, they decide to make Tinkerbell black in this particular movie. We saw this coming a mile away. They did it with The Little Mermaid. You know it was going to continue. They weren't going to stop at The Little Mermaid. They were going to keep going, and they're going to do this with every single Disney movie that they come out with. Every famous white character will be black or some other ethnicity. It's only a matter of time, and they're going to keep doing it. Everything they could get away with it, so why not? Why wouldn't they not do it? And Disney doesn't care, man. They don't care about making money. They're not in the business of making money anymore. They're in the business of indoctrination. That's what they're for. But let's keep going.
What you say, boys? You already
Again, the sets look fantastic. I'm not gonna take that away from them, but it is just really, really annoying to see what they're doing. And at this point, it's not even like I do laugh at it. When I first see it, I laugh. I do laugh. But then I think about it, I'm like, you know what? This shit's just sad. It's just sad. It really is. Like, people are going to say it's a fictional character. The race doesn't matter. Well, if it doesn't matter, why did it matter so much for you to see yourself? I have yet to get an answer for that. Everybody always says, well, we're underrepresented. How? How? I grew up on mostly what would be considered black entertainment and media my entire life. One of my favorite movies of all time, you guys are very well aware of this, I say it all the time, was The Last Dragon. And that would be considered a black movie for the most part. So why? Why do you think you weren't seeing yourselves before? It's because before, you weren't focused on race. That's the problem. Before, you were just focused on the entertainment. And you loved all TV shows and movies that you saw that you were into, regardless of whatever the race of the person was that was playing the character. That was so minuscule and it did not matter. Not only that, you have a black entertainment television. There is no white entertainment television. Where's the WET? It doesn't exist. There's a BET though. It just, you got to think about stuff like that, man. And you obviously have the representation that you're looking for. You've always had it. But the problem is the media has convinced you and social media has convinced you that you are underrepresented, that nobody cares about you unless you are black, taking over a known white character and inserting a black person in there. That's what they're telling you. They're telling you as black people or Hispanic people too. They're telling my people that you guys, we don't matter until we are seeing ourselves in a white character. That's the only time we matter. Just so you guys are aware that those of you who are perfectly fine with sloppy seconds, that's what you're agreeing to when you are saying this is perfectly fine for this to happen.
It looks very far away.
Again, very cool graphics, very cool set. I like it. Now, again, I wonder how they're going to go about this movie because they're trying to make this into this whole epic thing. Disney is desperately trying to do this. I really can't take the serious tone in a Disney film, honestly. Like, I feel like seriousness and Disney films just don't go hand in hand. I feel like they should be, I don't know, there's some moments for seriousness that are okay, I guess, for the most part. But overall, I feel like this is just losing the magic of the original for me.
Hold the past in your heart, but where you go from here, it's up to you.
Gotta make sure we sneak in the indigenous people.
Angela, darling. Where is Peter Pan?
So there you got Captain Hook. Now, Captain Hook, a lot of people are roasting the way Captain Hook looks. For me, the hair is what's losing me. I don't really like the hair, to be honest with you. He kind of looks like he's got a little bit of Sephiroth hair going on here. But overall, I mean, he looks okay. I don't really think I have a problem with it. Does look a little strange, but again, it's hard to transfer over animated into real live action. It's very difficult to pull it off. So you gotta have to give and take here. And in this scenario, I guess it's okay. I have to see more of it to see whether or not I'm okay with it. Pretty sure Captain Hook had black hair. I could be wrong. I thought he had black hair, but you guys can let me know in the comments down below. But that's basically it, man. That's the trailer. They introduce Captain Hook. They have this crazy scene with the floating boat, of course. Check it out. And that's basically it, man. That is Peter Pan and Wendy in a nutshell. So, unfortunately, we do have massively race-swapped characters as expected regarding Disney. At this point, it's pretty obvious what they're going to do with all of their movies. I'm not even going to pretend to be shocked anymore when we have future movies come out that are announced that they have all black characters. I mean, it's going to be the thing. You know, people want their sloppy seconds. It's pretty obvious. And, of course, Disney is going to get away with it. They always do. They put out these sloppy seconds. People eat it right up. They say, oh, this is great for diversity. This is great for representation. But they don't really see what's really happening. They don't see how pathetic it makes them look at the end of the day. And they rather take a small win than deal with the true problems that are at hand. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy. And if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.